It's gonna be 78 degrees today. Good morning, nation. Welcome in. Now come on in the room. Mm, Come on. Ooh. Hey, pretty heart, how you doing? Good morning. Welcome in. Hey, Trisha. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? How y'all doing this morning? I was sitting here listening to my one of my first podcasts, collabs I did with Oso and Boogie, talking about love talk. Would you give love a second chance if you already dated that person? Would you give them another chance? Do you think it's worth it going in for a second round? Pretty cocky say I'm blessed. Just got off from work maybe around 3 this morning. Just got finished doing my skincare and probably might go back to sleep for a couple of more hours so I can get my energy back. Oh, yes, indeed. I would still be asleep right now. Skin later. Knocked out. Trisha said, nope. It wasn't even worth it, huh? Hold on, y'all.
You got your swipe for the door. I think I left my keys in the office.
Uh, they supposed to be in here somewhere. Let's see.
I think I left them on the desk up in there.
Oh, here. I'm like,
I just need to check right quick.
if I could get it untangled.
Thank you, Miss Adrian. It's
You
something
were.
about Adrian. It's something about Adrian's that's all right with me.
You lucky. Nope, you need your piece. Yes, I did it. I did it with I've been married twice. My first husband, we didn't really split up, but we were together for 19 years. I was still in my 20s, just leaving my mama house. Didn't Was still wet behind the ears. Didn't know much, so I stayed there through all of the foolishness. Stayed there. Well, it wasn't really foolishness. He was a good person. He was a good husband and provider. He was a cheater. Well, his wife was not smart to the streets, so he knew they could stick and move like he needed to, and she was not gonna find out. But oh, when she started growing and evolving into the woman that she is now, he knew it was gonna be hell. He knew it. Thank you. She said. She said she loved my accent. Thank you. Show me. That phone call just saved your life. It would just save your life because you better be glad you put that phone up because you know my mouth. You know my mouth.
Look, I try to stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble. Your kids was in there?
Yeah,
All right.
on the desk. All right.
Good morning, Rachel. Headed to Bible study. Good morning. Enjoy. Thank you for stopping in. Love you too. So yeah, I stayed with him for we stayed there. We stayed there. Even he even had a baby on me and everything. But I stayed there. I stayed. I had to figure out some things because mind you, when I married my first husband, I did not I had no knowledge of going pay bills. I had no knowledge of how to go out about and handle business or anything. I was not equipped for that at all. And it was you know, you had kids, my mama, you about to get married, you're gonna get married. So it was one of them type deals. Um but with my second husband, he was my very first boyfriend, which and then we got back together in our 40s. So we knew each other as um, teenagers. We never got to know each other as adults. So that was a recipe for disaster. It was good here and there, but that was a recipe for disaster. But we spent the block a couple of times trying to get it right. After that, I was like, look, you know what? Go make somebody else happy, because the adult version of you is not for the adult version of me. We're not meant to be like that. He was so cocky and arrogant. Oh my God. If it wasn't his way, it wasn't no way. Your thoughts was just that, your thoughts. That did not matter to him. It did not matter. So I'm like, just look, y'all, don't be rushing into nothing because of who somebody is. Or your heart is telling you that, I got to examine this whole thing before I do this again. Lord. Hey, Sanjay, welcome in. Thank you. I'm well. How are you, brother? How are you today? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, but that old second time around, sometimes it works for people and sometimes it don't. But you won't know if you don't try. But if it was too bad in the first time, we're not gonna try that no more. We're gonna let that thing go ahead on and go. We're gonna let it go. I'm sitting outside of work. I'm just looking. But yeah, that's what it is. I was sitting here. I just dropped my grandson off at school, and I was telling him, because he don't want to go. He didn't want to go to school today because he had to go to a clinic. He said, and I was like, so he wanted to stay home. I said, son, he's only 7, so they're very impressionable at these ages. So whatever you need to try to put in them and tell them, go ahead on and put it in them right now. Start when they're even younger than this, because they're very smart. We don't give those babies enough credit. Pretty hard to say, will it be honest? I have not witnessed actual love in my adulthood. So to be honest with you, I'm not rushing anything either. At one point, I was, but now I'm just taking my time, just living life. That's it. Just taking your time and living life. Now, my first husband, he did all of the things. He just didn't, that cheating thing was the thing. And then my second husband, he put on this facade, I would say, to bait you in. And then once you're in, it was all about him. You opened doors, you pull out chairs, and you did all that stuff, but in front of people. But when we got home, that switch went off. And you was like, you were disgusted and you just was aggravated. And the person that you're with is really getting on your nerves for no reason at all. So it seemed like almost, I need some stability, and this seems like it's it. So I'm going to do this little thing until you really, really got cocky and arrogant about it. And I was like, you don't deserve that. You deserve better. He got to go. You holding on for the wrong reasons, because you used to really love that man when you was in high school. You carried him all the way into your adult life, in your heart and your mind. He lived there rent free. He lived there rent free, and you gotta let that thing go. You gotta let it go, but don't give up on it. Pretty hard. Don't give up on it. Once you feel it, finish dealing with you and your feelings and all that and stuff, and what happened is, and this is what I said on the podcast. Don't let anybody steal your joy, because that belongs to you. God gave that to you. When we in those situations, speaking for me, when I was in situations like that, especially with my second husband, when I knew that it was not going to be the right thing, I started leaving mentally. I started leaving mentally. So my mind was already gone. My heart was already gone. And when he left, everything that was attached to me and him, it left with him. I let all that go. But I said to myself, I'm not going to deny myself or cheat myself out of love, because there's somebody out there for all of us. We just got to take our time, as you say, and wait for him. And God will send that person at the right time. He's going to send that right person. We ain't got to go looking for him. The friend that I have right now, I didn't even go looking for him. Didn't even know they existed. Didn't even know. And the crazy part, we've been living about maybe, I ain't even gonna say, but we ain't been living that far apart from each other. And the strange way it was very weird how, how we met, because I ignored him for the longest, because I was like, like all that. Not to mention, I was still um married but separated. You know what I'm saying? So, and I take my vows and my commitment to people very, very seriously. So I had to wait till all that was clear and gone before you bring somebody in. You're still gonna have a little residual left over, but it's gonna eventually fade away. But I couldn't hold on to it. I had to let it go, because it was gonna hinder me from receiving the person that God really had for me. You know. So I didn't want to cheat myself out of that. And somebody asked, would you love again? Would you get married again? If I feel like it's the right person, and I've seen you in all four seasons, I've seen you in your good times, your bad times, your angry times, and all that. Yes, and I can handle it, and it's not so bad. Yes, I will. Rachel say, yes, God will send him. Yes, that is right. There. Until then, live for God and enjoy. Exactly. And if he don't send no one, that's fine too. I always remember what Paul said about that. Exactly. If he don't send nobody, it just wasn't meant to be. But once you clear your heart, your mind, and your soul of the things of the past, because if you can't change it, there's no sense on to keep on holding on to it. I love the serenity prayer. If you can't change it, you can keep holding on to that. You can change the things that you can change, and move on with that. And if you know you can't change somebody else, or you can't change the past, you can change you. You can move on for you. But if you're still, closing yourself off and thinking about what somebody else did back then, they still have control over your life. They still have control over you, because you're not moving and you're not living because of what they've done. Because of what they done. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for your soul. And guess what? When you look at those people, or you hear about those people, they done moved on with their life. They enjoying themselves, and you still sitting back holding on, denying yourself. Hey, Haywood, welcome in. How you doing this morning? No, you can't. You gotta take that control of your life back. You know, clearing your mind. Clear your mind of all the things that the past has done to you. Good morning, Candy K. Welcome in. Clear your mind of what the past has done to you, so you can move on and have a joyful life. Enjoy your life. We only get one ride at this thing, one chance at life. And don't waste it on what somebody did in the past, or how the past treated you. You have to control your life and conduct and drive yourself in a good future, a good life. You got to manifest that thing. Think about it. Speak it. Speak over yourself constantly. You got to speak over yourself constantly. Speak those things that you want into existence. Rachel said, yes, the evil one will have us believing we don't deserve anything. That's why we have to keep slapping him with his word. He's a liar. I told myself I can't more nothing God didn't send to me. Exactly. Good morning, Kendi K. Pretty Hard said, amen, says yes. Haywood said, absolutely, God, just speak them facts, sister. Thank you. Thank you. Kendi K said, learn from the past, run to the light in search of joy. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you. Yeah, you gotta you got to live for today. What's up, Ryan? Welcome in. You gotta live for today, because if you keep living in the past, life is certainly gonna pass you by, and you're gonna miss those things, and then you're gonna be sitting somewhere, you know, in your older age, wishing that you could would have done some things. Don't let that be your future. Don't let that be your future. While you got your health and strength, closed in your right mind, activity of your limbs, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. Do what brings you joy. Tap into the peace that God wants you to have in your life, and live life more abundantly. Don't live it in the past, because you don't live that no more. You don't live that no more. Good morning, Mama Three. You don't live there anymore. So don't keep dwelling back there. Somebody else could need to come from out of there. And you might be the person that bring them from that place of being stagnant of the past. You got to bring them out. Bring it when and while you bring them out, bring yourself out too. Because some things you see people going through, and you be like, I done been there. So once you start ministering to them and speaking to them and helping them, it's gonna bring you out as well. It's gonna bring you out. Yes, abundant living. Yes, you gotta come from those things. And I mean, hey, you never know. But some people you got to leave in the past, because they always saying, people always say, I'm never gonna change. Why don't you want to change? It's greatness in change. Why don't you want to change? You cannot be 50 and still acting 25. You cannot, so if you're dealing with some people like that, yes, it's time to move on. It's time to move on, because they don't want better for themselves. They don't want better for their life. They just want to keep doing the same thing over and over. And if you don't want that for your life, you got to let the past go. You got to let it go and enjoy yourself. Don't let love pass you by because you're scared of what somebody else did. Don't let somebody else cheat you out of the beauty of being loved, because you deserve that. You deserve that. You didn't deserve what they did, but you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be seen, heard, and appreciated. You deserve that. So don't cheat yourself out of that. Don't be, it's going to be all right. Life is not perfect. People are not perfect. So when you do find that good person, it still may be some fault in them and you as well. So sometimes when we haven't came across the right person, so we say, or the good person, it's because of some stuff we still need to work on with ourselves. And if you're not looking at yourself and change some things about yourself, then sometimes we can be our own problem. We can be the weapon that formed against us. So, you gotta sometimes look within yourself if you keep attracting the same thing. Kendi K said, right, I can act 25, but I can look 25. Well, 35 at 50 years. Yes, I think I can pull it off a little bit. Thank you, Mom of Three. Yes. Yes, you gotta speak over yourself. If you keep speaking, I'm depressed, I'm broke, that old bad relationship. If you keep speaking of those things gonna keep staying in your life, because that's what you keep speaking on. That's what you keep manifesting. And every time you speak that good, be trying to come through the door, but you just done spoke up about the bad things that happen. You keep speaking over the bad things. Trisha said, yes, speaking it over yourself. Yes. Thank you, pretty heart. Good morning, forever young. Yeah, every time you something good trying to come in your life, you keep speaking about that bad thing. God was like, it was almost there. It was almost there. And she just spun the block on the old bad thing. You gotta stop speaking them negative things. Thank you. Rachel say thank you, ladies. I needed to hear all of this. Love y'all. Have an amazing day. God bless each and every one. God bless you too. Yeah, I flee from that bad energy. Don't let that ish come out your mouth. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Yes, he's a lie. But he keep making himself relevant because, well, we keep making him relevant because you keep bringing the past up. You keep living in the past. You, if you're gonna kill him, go ahead on and kill him off. Get the devil completely out of there. Get him out of there. You are living with me rent free with 2 kids. You see, your life is life, and why is life in you? Life should be life in me. I'm the one that's holding it down. But guess what? I don't ever tell you that I'm depressed about nothing. I'm not ever telling you. My phone was ringing, probably made the sound go out. Okay, yeah. I'm not ever speaking that I'm depressed about anything. I'm not ever speaking that I'm broke. I'm not ever speaking that I'm tired. Anything. I get you. I say, you see me when I come home, I am working. I leave from work. If I have a project that I'm working on, I do that project. I cook and I clean all in that day. All in that day. I say, you got to stop speaking those things over your life, child. You got to start speaking life within yourself. You too young to keep hollering. You depressed every time I look at you, and all you got is a car note and insurance. What you depressed about? You living at home. Groceries are made. Bills are paid. What are you depressed about? I say you're depressed because you need to go sit under somebody or read the word for yourself. You got to learn how to continue encourage yourself. You should be your biggest fan. Once you get up in the morning and pray and thank God for another day, you should be your number one fan, your number one supporter. If you ain't picking you up, how somebody else gonna pick you up? You still don't have no sound? Can y'all hear me now? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. You can hear me? I don't know. Okay. Yeah. If you're not your biggest one fan, thank y'all. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank y'all, Trisha. Yeah, if you're not, you gotta be your number one fan. You are your number one motivator. You are number one. So if you keep saying that I ain't got this, I can't do this, you the first one to be your own worst enemy. You are the weapon that's prospering against yourself. You are. So yes, you got to change that thing around. Yes, and exactly. Be your number one fan. Candy K, try putting on Do Not Disturb while live. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that one out. I just got a new phone and I don't know how to work nothing on this thing. I went from Android to the I have. I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning this thing. But yes, yeah, I just felt like because I encouraged Russ this morning, and I was like, let me go ahead on and see if I could encourage somebody else and encourage myself in the meantime. You don't never count yourself out because of what somebody else did to you. Never count yourself out. And say when you say you don't wanna, I don't know if I wanna love anymore. I don't know. It may not. It's not for everybody. I always say it's just like college. College ain't for everybody. Love may not be for everybody. But one thing they did do is they went and tried to see if it was. So don't count yourself out if you don't want if you want love. Don't count yourself out. As long as you living and got breath in your body, you got a chance. Thank y'all. Yeah. Oh, at 50 trying to help somebody use that. And I'm over 50 trying to figure out how to use this thing. Girl, you look, I'm 55 and just now getting a iPhone and don't know how to work it. I see what them kids say, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Yes. And I done got out my lane with this thing. But yes, that's what it is, you know. And y'all ever ran into these people around you, quote unquote, some of them friends, be like, girl, look, I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't, after the last man you had, I wouldn't even try to find them more. But they still with the one that's knocking them upside their head. They ain't helping pay no bills or nothing. And you can't tell them nothing about little Diego. Diego is still over there knocking them upside their head, but they trying to knock you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yes, find new friends. Hello. Ty, welcome in. Thank you, Forever Young. Yes. Find you some new friends because they will talk you out of your blessing. That's why I always tell somebody when you're getting ready to do something big, keep your mouth closed. If you just gotta tell somebody, go scream it in your house, run through your house hollering it. Keep it to yourself. Those type of never your friends, never your friends, and that's when you find out that you was always friends with somebody, but they were never friends with you. You were their friend, they were never yours. Because people will not talk you out of something that can help you. But a lot of people always want to see you stagnant and beneath them. They don't want to see you right on side of them, close to passing them. They don't want to see you doing better at all. Associates and naysayers, exactly. They do not want to see you doing better. Prime example, when you told somebody you was getting ready to start YouTube, they probably had the worst first sentence come out their mouth to you. They probably had the worst thing to say to you about it. But then if something happens and you take off, then they gonna want to come back because they need to be seen. That's the people that like to be seen. Yeah. Who? Do it yourself. You look good for 55. That's a blessing. I want to look. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes, get rid of them negative people. And I've learned the hard way that even in quote unquote best friends that you've had around for 40, 30, and 40 years, some of them don't even want to hear of your goodness or see you doing better or see you in love. They don't want to see that because they want to be the only one to be able to talk about that. They only want to be the ones that experience it. You got to find you some better people to hang around. Don't let years cause you to be there. Don't let years hold you there. You got to be mindful of people, of what they say, what they do, and how they act towards you and other people. Because if they're doing it to somebody else that's supposed to be close to them, they're doing it to you, with them. But don't ever let the past, that's my message for today. Don't let the past hold you back. You don't live there no more. You don't live there no more. That's just like being you at a house you grew up in. Somebody else lived there. Whatever they doing at that house, they done redecorated. They done remodeled, they done did everything. So there's no signs of y'all childhood ever at that house. You're in a new place. You getting mail somewhere else. So that means you have to make that place your own. So at the age you are right now, what happened in the past, that was the past. You got to rebuild this life for you in the now. In the now. You can't keep letting the past hold you back. Because once it's done, it's done. Can't take it back. If you didn't try to do something about it when you were there, or if you did and it didn't work, leave it back there. Let it go. Let it go. From this day forward, try to start enjoying the best part of you that you can enjoy from here on out. From here on out. We don't sulk in our old things or what somebody said or how somebody feels. That's their feelings. That's their issue. We ain't making nobody else's problems their issue. We ain't even making our past our issue anymore. We letting them things go. They say lay your all at the altar and leave it there. Whatever it is, leave it at the altar. If that's being knee bound and body bent by the side of your bed, give it to God and leave it there. Wherever you are, if you're sitting right now in your car listening, Give it to him and leave it there. Whatever is hindering your life for you to enjoy the gift that God has given you, pray about it right now and leave it there. Make whatever you at your altar and leave it there. Leave it there. You have sacrificed enough. You have given enough to the past. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go and enjoy life. And as Kendi K said, enjoy more abundantly. Enjoy. Reap the harvest that you've already sown. Reap what God has for you. Reap what He has for you. That's why I always tell people when I say um I pray the good desires for you. I pray God desires for you because mine is limited. He knows what He has for you, and I hope you reap what God desires for you. I hope He gives you the desires of His heart for you. That's what it is. I don't leave Him out because if I leave Him out, it's just gonna be where I left it at. So if you add Him into it, when He give you the desires of His heart, it's well given. That's a gift, a big gift to receive. So make sure your heart, your mind, and your soul and body is open to receive what He has and take the past out of it. It's just cluttering space. It's cluttering space. All them skeletons and things you had in the closet along with clean that out. Clean that out so you can reap what He has for you. Good morning, Fantastic Five. How you doing? Yes, clean that old closet out. Get all that old stuff out. Get the past out, so you can reap what God has for you in the fullness thereof. You know, it saddens me when I hear people say that they depressed or it is something about their past that's holding them down. It saddens me because I want you I would like for everybody to come up out of that and enjoy life and let the past be the past because we can't fix it. We can't change it. We cannot change it. The only thing that we can work on and change is us. And you have that with you at all times. You have you with you at all times. That's the only person that should concern you. That's it. Doing well, things sitting at work. Like I'm sitting outside of work about to go in there. I be on live and I start having fun and enjoying it. And I be late, sitting right here at the door right there and be late for work. The door right there and be late. They don't care though. Cause we right at our own time. They don't care. Yes. Be late sitting right here. But I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go in there because I'm about to be late again. But I hope that this live has helped somebody along the way. I hope it can help you, and I hope you can help somebody else with it. Share it out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Come over here and check these 30 minutes out. If you're feeling some type of way, come over here. If it helped you in any kind of way, I'm going to go on into work. I thank each of and every one of y'all for sitting in with me today. I thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have an amazing day on purpose. Remember, on purpose. Yes. When you see somebody, greet them with a smile. You never know what they're going through. You never know. It's nice meeting you too, Pretty Heart. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. Yes. So when y'all see somebody, greet them with a smile. You never know what they're going through. You might just save their life or brighten their day. Put a smile on their face. Yes. Change the direction of where they was going. Y'all have an amazing one. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later.